Starting a new job or a new position as a manager can be very exciting, but it can also be extremely overwhelming. With so much to learn and so many expectations to meet, it is so important to have a clear plan of action from the very beginning. And if you're a leader looking to hit the ground running, you are in the right place. Welcome to the channel, Leadership with Mike. On this channel, I help you become a more confident leader, and I do this with no nonsense sense, if that makes any sense. So the first thing that we need to do as a new manager is we need to get to know the team. This is an essential part of being a successful manager. It's important to remember that your team members are individuals with unique strengths, skills, and goals. Taking the time to get to know them on a personal level can help you build a strong working relationship and to establish trust. One effective way to get to know your team is to schedule a one-on-one meeting with each person. Yes, this may take time, but it is worth doing because during these meetings, you can ask them about their roles, their responsibilities, and their goals. Now, this meeting needs to feel light and friendly because it's not an interrogation. This is going to help you understand each team member's strengths and areas for improvement, as well as their career aspirations. And in addition to learning about their work, use these meetings use them as an opportunity to build rapport, to build trust with your team. Ask about their interests outside of work, their families, their hobbies. Share some stuff about yourself. This is going to show that you're interested in them as individuals and not just as employees. As a new manager, it is important to establish yourself as someone who is approachable and is open to feedback. So encourage your staff to share their thoughts, share their ideas and their concerns with you, and make sure that you are listening to their feedback with an open mind. Next, it's essential that you clarify your expectations with your team from the very beginning. This is to ensure that everyone is on the same page when working towards the same goals. It's important to remember that communication is key and that setting clear expectations is an important part of effective communication. When you're clarifying your expectations with your team, it's important to cover the range of topics which include your communication preferences, meeting schedules, and project deadlines. Be sure to communicate your expectations clearly so that everyone understands what's expected of them. For instance, if you prefer that your team members email you rather than call you for updates, make this clear. Don't make them guess. It's also important to be open to adjusting your expectations as necessary. Because as you get to know your team better, and you may find that your initial expectations were unrealistic or that they need to be revised. In such cases, it's important for you to be flexible and willing to work with your team to find a solution that works for everyone. We also want to start reviewing key metrics. You'll want to familiarize yourself with the metrics that drive your team's success and that will help you understand what your team is working on, how they're performing. It's basically the measuring stick. It's important to remember that metrics can vary depending on the team or the department you're managing. So take time to understand what the metrics are for your new team. And once you've identified the key metrics, make sure that you have access to the data and the reports that you need in order to track this performance. This is going to include sales targets, customer satisfaction scores, project milestones, or any other metric that is relevant to your team's success. And as you review these metrics, pay attention to how your team is performing against them. Because as the saying goes, what gets measured gets done. Identify any areas where your team is excelling, but also identify areas where improvement might be needed. This is going to help you identify areas where you can provide support and resources for your new team to reach these goals. It's also important to keep your team informed of how they're performing against these metrics. So make sure that they have access to the same data and the same reports that you do, and take the time to share updates and progress on a regular basis. This is going to help to make sure that everyone stays aligned and is working towards the same goal. One key metric that I look at with my business is when people subscribe to videos like this, because it helps me to see whether or not I should make more videos like this. So if you're liking this video in particular, consider subscribing. Another essential step is meeting with key stakeholders outside of your team. This is an important step for any new manager because by doing this, you're going to gain a better understanding of how your team fits into the larger organization. And you're going to be able to identify possible challenges or opportunities that could arise. Key stakeholders could include other managers, clients, vendors, investors, or basically anyone who plays a critical role in your team's success. Now, when you're scheduling these meetings, be sure to prepare in advance by researching the stakeholder and what their role is in the organization. This is going to help you ask informed questions, and it's going to ensure that you make the most of your time together. During these meetings, you want to ask questions to gain a better understanding of how your team interacts with that stakeholder, what their expectations are, and how they perceive your team's performance. This will help you identify any potential challenges as areas for improvement, as well as opportunities to build stronger relationships and collaborate more effectively. Now, in addition to gaining insights into the larger organization, meeting with key stakeholders can also help you build relationships and establish yourself as a valuable member of the team, which you are. And by showing a genuine interest in their perspective and how they see things, you're going to start building trust and credibility with these key stakeholders, which will be critical to yours and your team's success. Now we need to have a plan. Developing an action plan is a crucial step for new managers after having the meeting with key stakeholders and reviewing the key metrics for which success will be based off of. Because now you can start to develop a plan to guide your team towards success in the coming weeks and the coming months. Start by identifying the key areas where you want to focus your attention. This could be improving the team communication. This could be increasing productivity. This could be streamlining the process or developing new strategies to meet performance targets. You want to be specific and prioritize the areas that will have the greatest impact, the quickest impact on your team's success. Next, you want to establish specific goals for each area of focus and set realistic timelines for achieving them. Your goals, they need to be measurable, achievable, and relevant to your team's overall objectives. For example, you may set a goal to increase sales by a certain percentage within the next quarter, or to reduce customer response times by a certain amount within the next month. Once you've established your goals, develop a plan for achieving them. When you start planning, be sure to involve your team in the planning process and communicate the goals, the timelines clearly so that everyone is aligned. And of course, you need to track your progress and adjust your plan as necessary. Don't be afraid to go back and review your key metrics and keep your team informed of the progress towards these goals. Now, one thing that so many new managers worry about is having sucky meetings. So, I don't know, let's just not have those sucky meetings. And the best way to accomplish that is by watching this video right here, where I share 5 reasons your meetings could suck and how you're going to fix them. So get your coffee. I'll see you there. Ciao.